GR. Top of the morning to all. What's going on in the world? Let's get it. We have got so much happening, so let's get to it. Beijing, where are you? Ni hao, Beijing, ni hao. London, hello, top of the morning to you. Los Angeles, guys, support and prayers to you. We will not forget, so hey. Paris, bonjour. Lisbon, hola. Hong Kong, hello. Sweden, hey, that's H-E-J. Toronto, good day, A. Tokyo, konnichiwa. My name is Trudy Art. It's January 20th, 2025. And the inauguration of DT number 47 is in, peeps. We're going to talk about that. And let's tell you a little bit about why I'm actually here. OMG, like, are we even going to get to the topics today? Well, this is the Universe Wallet. It's an indexer. It's an explorer. It's minting. And it's a marketplace. It's all on tapwallet.io. Unleashing Bitcoin. Yeah, you know Bitcoin? That thing that was supposed to be on their strategic reserves. We're waiting for that. But Bitcoin's full potential, making the Universe Wallet really your all-in-one solution to manage all of your assets in one place. Everything Bitcoin. You got full support for TAP, for DMT, for UNAT, for runes. BRC-20 really where it kind of started. LRC-20 Lambda, SRC-20 Stamp, and yes, DUST-20. Why aren't the peeps in the planet of crypto excited about DUST-20 as yet? Man, once they find out, they're busy doing other things. OMG, we'll talk about those other things. But hey, before we get started, let us just do a helpful reminder. This is not financial advice. You got to do your own research. OMG. Oh my God, talk about research. I'll tell you some stories about research. Hey, listen, do you have your water? Because that's part of my 3 questions. Got my glass straw today. Oh God, I'm going to take a sip of my water. There's so much to talk about. Listen, blood pressure monitor. I should have one right now because I tell you, oh, what a weekend. And listen, are you guys ready? Like, we're being told that now is the time. So it's showtime, people. We better get it. It is showtime. And what showtime is it? It's Bitcoin's time to shine. Let's take a look at the price, and then we're going to go into some multipliers, and I'm going to see who's out there. See if I'm alone in the universe. OMG. I notice that I scream a lot. I don't know. I guess I'm just so excited, I suppose. Hey, Bitcoin is $103,104 even, no cents. That's crazy. Up today about 1.82%. I mean, hey, it is over 100,000. This is exciting. Very, very exciting. It did hit an all-time high there for a while. I think we were at about 108. Yeah, we're touching 108, kissing 108, 560. We're at 103. I think this is pretty great. Tracing down a little bit, but nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about at all. Now, interestingly enough, in the speech, unless I did not hear correctly, I didn't hear anything about strategic reserves, but hang on to your BTC and your sats because that is coming. There's some other news that's suggesting that the incoming president loves Bitcoin and is behind closed doors. Company affiliated is buying up Bitcoin. So that's very good. I think it's just good news all around for Bitcoin. So that's why DUST-20 is going to be so interesting because DUST-20 is more than an idea. It's actually happening. Yeah, it's happening. Hey, listen, if you came in and you were on the BRC-20 stuff, you know how it is. We buy that art. We buy that token. And then we want to go and sell it. And we're like pressing the button, click, click, click. Hey, why can't we sell this? Well, we got to inscribe it. Yeah, like it's 2 steps. I mean, my goodness. 2 steps. It's like, this is not woodworking, people. I left that in high school, okay? It's not home ec, all right? This is Bitcoin. It's supposed to be cryptography. I should just press a button to sell. So, hey, that's what DUST-20 is going to let you do. What a way to describe it. Okay, let me see who was out here. And then, hey, Matt's, let me shout out some people. Hey, listen, I know for a fact what I did. You can hear me. Can you hear me? I'm just talking. How rude of me. Hey, give me a thumbs up or just unmute yourself, because I know for a fact I set this space up so everyone could talk. And I've got some questions for you. Yeah, we're going to talk about DUST-20, but who wants to talk about what happened this weekend? Okay, you can hear me. Am I screaming? Because I like to scream. Oh my God. Sometimes I listen to these playbacks and I'm like, oh, it's so scary when I listen back to it. Sometimes it's like, what the heck? Why am I screaming? It's like a screamo fest. But who wants to unmute themselves and let's just have a little talk about what happened this weekend? Sure, we're here for DUST-20. I think DUST-20 is amazing. I think by the time people figure it out, they're going to wish that they had a mini time machine, because really, with everything that's happening, we should be ninja loading the bags, people. Ninja loading. That's right. Start loading the bags and wait for the crowds to come in, because everybody congregated in one place at the same time and tried to get out, and some people got injured. Yeah, they did. I might have been one of them. So what am I talking about? Hey, if you're going to go where everybody else is in crypto, it's kind of like trying to get out of a burning building when it's time to leave. And when the narrative shifts on you, OMG, you're left holding the bag. And that's why I think it's really important to be out in crypto right now. Yeah, out in crypto. And looking around for what's hot, what is not just a trend, but technology. And that's on Bitcoin, people. Remember Bitcoin, the mother chain, the God chain, the reason why we're here? Bitcoin is doing something, as they say. What is it doing? It's innovating. I think the most serious builders right now are on top of Bitcoin. They're very serious. Why are they very serious? Because they're making sure that the user experience is something that we will be happy to share with our friends. It's the worst thing to head into a space in crypto and to have a really chonky user experience. And oh my God. Listen, Solana, I know it's supposed to be fun over there, but my God, it's prime time, people. This is not kindergarten. Oh, yeah, it's not kindergarten. Like, you knew they were coming. Why didn't you have everything ready? Hey, do you guys remember the Fire Fest? Yeah, the Fire Fest. And people like got so excited about that Fire Fest, and they got there and then they saw like pumped up air mattresses on the ground and Wonder Bread with cheese. Don't give us that experience. So that's why I think and I say that Bitcoin, it has serious developers. It doesn't want to give you that experience. It definitely wants to give you, hey, we're serious about investing and we're serious about pumping your bags. So that's why I'm very interested in Bitcoin. And yeah, I dabble in the other chains, but come on, get it together. So why am I excited specifically about DUST-20? Well, people, you've seen what DUST-20 has already done. It's created some excitement to the point where the universe, tapwallet.io, has gotten in on the dust. They are biting the dust, but in the good way. What are they doing? Well, guess what they've done? they've created the everything for DUST-20. The first thing that they've created for DUST-20, your DUST-0. Yeah, your DUST-0. You can go pick up a DUST-0, but I don't want to shill right now. I want to talk about what's happening, a little bit current events. So anybody just want to unmute themselves and let's talk about the current events. I see Matt's here. Unmute yourself, sir, and let's talk. What is happening?
How are you? Can you listen to me?
I'm hearing you, sir. How are you today?
Fine, and you?
I am here, and I just want somebody to get in here. Thank you for unmuting yourself. What are your thoughts on this weekend and what is happening? It's excitement for sure, but it's a lot, isn't it?
It's too crazy, right? Yeah, really too crazy. Trump coin just destroyed the market. Everything went down like 30%. It's not good, but it is.
Yeah, where do we start? This is like weekends at Bernie's. I mean, my God. Okay, so let's start it off. Like, where did you, Mats, help me, Mats. What happened? Help me.
I found about the Trump token like when it was about 5 billions, and I said to myself, I'm not gonna go in because it's already 5 billions. And in the next 2 hours, it went to 15 billions. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it goes to 15 billion, and then are you still like on the sidelines, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I didn't go in. I went in a few meme coins like Baron from the Sun, and from one of the one is called Kani or Candy or Kai. I think it's her granddaughter. After Trump and before Melania, a lot of Trump family members coins showed up, and they all did the same thing. They went up. Baron Trump went to 450 millions last night. I was moderating. I was trying to get in, and I got in really good, but I had to go to sleep because it was like 4 a.m. here. And 20 minutes after I went, I got out at like 100 million. And 20 minutes after I went to sleep, it went to 450 million, and then it went back down, of course. But it's been like you can't get even rest. I was trading with some friends. Some of them didn't have any sleep in the last 2 days.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's not cool. It's not it's not safe.
I want to jump out of the screen and just shake some of these people. If you're sleeping, you deserve to be poor. Really? If you're not sleeping, you'll go insane. Literally, you will become insane. Like we are.
Yeah, but when the market is up, it's up. Last night we had I think a news about the strategic Bitcoin reserve from China, and in 15 minutes the Bitcoin went from, I don't know, let me see, from 100,000 to an all-time high. So you can't sleep these days. That's it.
Yeah, you can't sleep. Like the only thing you can sleep on, and in truth, is Bitcoin. You can literally put your money.
No, last night. No, last night.
Huh?
No, last night. Last night we went from, I have it here. We went from 102,000 to an all-time high of 109,500,000 in 45 minutes. That's not Bitcoin behavior.
Okay. So I it's not Bitcoin behavior, but if you're understanding, I guess, the asset, then I mean you potentially can sleep at night. But there is something obviously going on here where we have to definitely be more on the ball, because something new is happening. Yeah, it's exciting, but there's a lot of volatility. And yeah, volatility is how traders make money. So traders are excited because they're in this market, just rubbing their hands together.
Yeah, not so many. I know a lot of them who lost a lot of money last night because of the dump after the pump. You have to be careful, like you say.
For sure. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. It is the most fascinating thing to watch this. But don't you think now is the time to be like doing the stuff that nobody, or going into the places and spaces, especially in Bitcoin, that nobody else is going into? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I am so taken by the fact that people aren't getting into the Bitcoin ecosystem, especially DUST-20. Yeah, Asia is all excited about DUST-20, but where's North America at? Where are the other places
Yeah.
at? Like, here we have something that is getting rid of inscriptions, which is great because now you can move around seamlessly without having to worry about those inscriptions. And I mean, you can have fun minting tokens too. And the interesting thing with the DUST-20 is you can do more than, the 5 characters or the 2 characters. Like, basically you can have unique ticker names. So that's kind of interesting. But
Uh-huh.
as I'm going into this DUST-20, I'm being pulled back into this whole weekend and everything that's happened. Like, what do you think is going to happen now? Like, I have a very interesting imagination of what's going to happen, but what do you think is going to happen now? Are we going to settle down, or just, I'm just trying to gauge, the thoughts of people out there. Are you excited? Because I'm still excited, but I think that we have to look at this market differently now because it's not what it was yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know what you mean. The Trump coin, I think that's the critical point. The Trump coin like shows some people that they can make money in stupid coins like Trump coin, and so they keep forgetting about the fundamentals and the technology. And when this hype passes, because it's gonna pass like anything, like everything else, I mean, and the money is gonna flow back to the fundamentals. And when you talk about fundamentals, the biggest fundamentals are in Bitcoin. No other. When everybody asks me what's the difference because between Bitcoin and the other chains, I say one thing to the people who don't really understand that much, but they understand what I say. The only chain that doesn't have an admin code, an admin login, is Bitcoin. So it's the only chain that is permanent and it's immutable. All the other chains that there are all around the world, they're cool, they're fast, they're good. There's a good technology, but fundamentally, they all have admin codes to get in, and they can be stopped. Last night we have a problem with Solana once again. That the Solana chain was collapsed, and it shouldn't happen.
Oh,
All because
absolutely.
of the Trump coin.
Absolutely. And as far as, getting withdrawals out, and, many of the exchanges, Binance, Coinbase, you could not withdraw or get your deposits if they were, if you were trying to move Solana around. It was,
Yeah, but I don't think that's because of the Solana chain. Actually, I think that's because the exchanges are the centralized exchanges like Coinbase or others didn't have the money. They put the money the users got in there, and they were waiting for more money to come in so they can pay. That's what I think they did. That's something that you can't do on Bitcoin. Actually.
wow, look at that. Because I know that there were so many people that affected, and it's like, this is prime time now. Get your act together. Like, what are you doing? And OMG, Coinbase is now going into lending of your Bitcoin for American citizens. Good luck with that, people. Oh my God,
Yeah,
I need to.
that's like the fiat reserve, right? Like the refractory system from the fiat money. Actually, it will be the same, right? Am
Oh,
I wrong?
absolutely. Oh no, absolutely, because it's going to be just like the property
Yeah.
whole system and the mechanism. It's like Bitcoin is your property, and just like you would your real estate or your estate, um, assets, you can start borrowing from Bitcoin. And I can only imagine like what is going to happen with that. Good luck, people. If you got your Bitcoin, you better have a real plan on what you're going to do with it, because as you've seen, if Matt's is correct here, people, they don't have the money in some cases, and they're literally waiting for sales to come in. And yeah, I get it, but it feels like a 3-card Monty. It's like, I want to know I'm dealing with someone where the money is there. And if I am going to go to a marketplace and make an exchange, I want to know that I can get my money in a timely manner. So, if we go ahead.
Just remain on fiat, right?
Pardon me?
Otherwise, you will remain on fiat money.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, they behave like the banks, right? You cannot have your money whenever you want. That's because that's why we have to learn about self-custody and cold wallets and having your funds and learning about keeping your funds safe, because it's not that easy thing, an easy thing to do.
Well, and yeah, and that's why, like right now, there isn't a ton of liquidity in Bitcoin, but in Bitcoin right now, especially, I'll get back to DUST-20 because this is a DUST-20 space, but I want people to come on here because I'm telling you, the amount of stuff that went down this weekend is absolutely insane. Yeah, it's great, but it's a little bit, my God, so interesting. At least with DUST-20, it's almost like an atomic swap. I mean, we can trade with one another, and we don't have that middleman. Yeah, we've got the miners, but this is a proof of work chain here, people. We can see what's going on, right? We can see what the wizard is doing behind closed doors. I don't like this ideal of centralization where your money is in the ether for how long?
Yeah,
like, 12 hours. What is going on?
One friend had to wait 12 hours for a withdrawal from Coinbase.
Oh, I know somebody closer than your friend, myself. I was sitting there waiting. It's like, are you kidding me? That's my money.
Yeah, that's why you have to have self-custody and learn about the real power of Bitcoin.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Within the Bitcoin space, people, you have the power. You are the bank. They say be your own bank. You literally are your own bank. If you're out there and you are not learning right now about Bitcoin and about all of the different protocols in Bitcoin, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because you're not understanding why we're here. Yes, we're here to pump our bags, but if you pump your bags to Valhalla and you don't have access to that, that defeats the whole purpose of it.
Yeah, last cycle was the Robinhood case with CryptoKitty. I think it was that. Oh yeah, they froze the funds because of the shorts from the institutions. Remember that case?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Something like that. If you're operating on Bitcoin chain, on blockchain from Bitcoin, you don't have that problem.
Exactly, people. So you better figure it out pretty quickly, because and things are going so fast that you better know what you're doing, because you can be wrecked in a moment's notice.
We talked about that before. Yeah, sometimes I feel stupid with all the innovations and everything. It's like I'm never sure that I know what I'm doing. It's really discouraging sometimes.
Well, I know, hey, I want to give you some hope, because there is hope. Like, I mean, everything that I have in Bitcoin, I feel so encouraged about it. I actually felt better about it. But all of the other stuff that, I call the like, the fun, the pump fun type stuff, it was really, really, it was like a roller coaster. And, I always talk about managing your risk. So I did. So literally, I put in, like, what's maybe amounts to, say, 2 weeks of coffees, because I'm not going to take, I take money quite seriously. I'm not going to take serious money and put into those sorts of things that I can get wrecked. So, I put in a little bit of money, and I was, like many people, shocked at how quick things moved like a wildfire and you got trapped. But I thought, this is why I'm for me, I'm at least excited to be in Bitcoin, because even though people were kind of looking at the Bitcoin, the entire ecosystem, and thinking that it's dead, it's not doing anything, it was doing exactly what it was supposed to be doing. People, your assets are still there. You can go and trade those assets. You can change the Twitter timeline. Instead of talking about all the other stuff, you can tell people about the innovation. You can tell people that, hey, DUST-20 literally is removing inscriptions. We don't have to do that anymore. We can now trade with one another more seamlessly on Bitcoin, which Bitcoin is still trying to get us to where the Solana and ETH chains, all of the 1, 2, 3 easy peasy. That's great, but I think in a way we are actually creating a place of legitimacy over on Bitcoin. It's a legitimate asset. Your funds are more secure. And there are tons of developers now in Bitcoin working on it to try to make it a legitimate place where people can come to, and without the middleman, without the centralized exchanges. So to me, I think that there is some excitement here and there is some opportunities. But my God, holy moly, what a freaking roller coaster. And then these people are, half of them are, I don't know if they're excited or what, but they're like, oh, this is so amazing. Yeah, amazing for who?
Yeah, that's a good question. That they just see the price go up and they don't even understand what is going on. I can identify myself with that. In the first bull run I had, I didn't understand what was going on. I just knew that I had to buy low and sell high, and that will work because the liquidity was so high and volume was so high that you couldn't miss. But once the thing gets a little bit difficult, you are the first to lose your funds because you don't know what you're doing.
Right. So yeah, no, you're the first to lose. So it's kind of insane, right? It's kind of insane.
Yeah. You have to know what you do, and you have to study a lot before putting any money in. So, but people don't like to study and wait. They like to go in, and that's why 95% of the people who go in lose their money.
Oh, absolutely. And we should probably have for the universe users a show on really how to tackle crypto as a whole, and how to approach any of crypto with a plan. You've got to manage your risk. You've got to know how to take profit. You can't sit there and stare at the thing. And you have to have a strategy, because many were wrecked on the weekend. But like I said, I just invested outside of the Bitcoin ecosystem what amounted to 2 weeks of coffees. So for me, it was like, okay, that's 2 weeks of coffees. That's my limit. I'm sorry. I'm not going any further than that.
And how did you do?
What's that?
How did you go about it? I mean, did you win? Did you lose?
I actually did not have the success that I wanted because it was moving so fast and furious. So it wasn't fun. It got pumped, but it wasn't fun on my part. But it was so nominal, right? And that's why, like, I keep saying I'm excited to be over here on Bitcoin. Excited to get into DUST-20, because I looked at my bags on Bitcoin and I thought, thank God I have this. Hey, yeah. I see. Go ahead.
That's one thing about the Bitcoin chain. You don't go there to gamble because it's more difficult. You have to study a lot more, so you don't even dare to go there, because sometimes you don't even understand what you're paying on a transaction. Much less you know how much profit you got, because you don't know how much you're paying for the transaction, and it takes a long time. So it's a chain where big things are going to be built, because it takes knowledge and patience, and that's the way to go. Knowledge and patience. No wanting to make rich money in like one coin like everybody else.
Well, yeah, and again, it's like DUST-20. Whoever thought of DUST-20, they weren't sitting there thinking, okay, how do I just pump my bags? They were thinking, okay, how do we make Bitcoin better? How do we make it stronger? How do we make it more usable? And I see Turista1111 on here. I've seen some really powerful tweets from you, Turista1111. So I'd love it if you would just become a speaker. And if you log out and come back in as a speaker, I'm told, Mats, don't go anywhere because you're needed here, sir. But at Turista 11,
Just muted myself.
okay, muting. Yeah, come on in here as a speaker. You got some really powerful tweets on DUST-20, and I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Are you okay with that? Okay, I see a heart, so I think you're going to do that. Yeah, let's get your knowledge in here, sir, and let's talk a little bit more. I can go into shilling and the tools, people, but oh my God, I feel so gross about shilling right now. I feel gross. Why? Because that's all we got was the shill fest this weekend with no value. Listen, if you're going to shill, make sure people get value. Like, I literally can't shill stuff unless I know it's going to create value. I just can't. I feel disgusting and gross about it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. My name is Trudy Art. And if I'm involved in something, that's because it works. If it doesn't work, I'm out. Sorry, not going to do it. This weekend, I got shilled all this stuff. And what a bunch of nothing burger. Hey, Turista111, unmute yourself. Let's get it in here. Let's dust it up. Come on out here and first of all, tell us a little bit about you, and then we're going to head into DUST-20.
Hello, how you doing, guys?
Hey, good to hear from you. I always, because I just love to know the people that are coming to the universe. I always like to hear a little bit of backstory. I'm interested in you right now, and then we will move into DUST-20. So, hey, what's your backstory? How did you get into crypto? Yeah, what a day to ask it when all this other stuff is happening. But how did you get into crypto, and how did you specifically get into Bitcoin? How do you find yourself here, sir?
Well, it's a long story, but like to make it short, I've been here for a long time. It started with Trump Network, but then I started with Ordinals when they came out, and now here I am.
Okay, so when you say you've been here a long time, what year did you get started, and what pulled you in?
Well, I kind of got in by 2017, but then I just was just watching and trying to learn because I had never been like in any network like Bitcoin before, but back then it was just Ethereum and Trump, and then a lot of different stuff that are no longer here today. But like I mean, there's a lot going on that happened from then to now.
Okay, wow, you're still a mystery to me. So, what was your experience as you were Yeah, I'm laughing too. Let me tell you, because I want to know more about you. I've been reading some of your tweets, and like I said, they're pretty powerful, especially in the dust area, because you're dusting it up. Yeah, 100. So when you came in, like, were you on the entry of the ordinal stuff, or like what year did you come into the ordinals and all that?
I came into Ordinals like when everything was going crazy, like back in March, about like a year ago. So I don't when SAT was minting. That was like a few years, like a year ago. I don't quite remember the exact time, but I just been here long enough, and I like those 20, and like sorry, I'm not really articulated.
Well, no, it's you that I want to learn about, and then you're saying that you love DUST-20. So what is drawing you into the DUST-20? Like you're in ordinals, you're in all of that. Maybe you're in some of the runes. Like what's the difference maker in DUST-20? Like what are you finding? You know why I'm asking? Because there are people here that are new, that are coming into Bitcoin, and they want to understand the different protocols. Like Bitcoin is kind of unique in that there's so many different protocols. So it gets really challenging for for newer people that are coming in, because they're trying to figure out, well, why should I move from, say, BRC20s over to Fractal Bitcoin, over to CAT20, over to SRC20, over to TAP, over to, like, there's so much. So now we have DUST-20, and they're probably scratching their head like another one. So what makes you kind of intrigued about or excited about the DUST-20?
Well, the main thing is about those 20 is about the liquidity. Like you keep your Bitcoin, like you only lose like 20% of it, and like that is the main thing that you can, if you, for example, you mint something, you don't lose
Is that a
the
sound
whole
effect in the
Bitcoin.
back there?
No, that's I'm in the Caribbean right now, so
Oh, you're in the
I'm realizing,
Caribbean.
yeah.
That sounds cool. Yeah, that sounds cool. Okay, yeah, so you don't lose your Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Like you you only lose like 20% of it, from what I understand. That in many protocols is different, and the other good thing, I got a gallo
Leave them.
here. Is with me.
That's good. We need that. That's like, people, wake up. The rooster's crowing. The rooster's like, wake up and get your head out of your asses. The rooster is crowing. That's a Bitcoin reminder. It's like a clock.
Yeah, that is completely organic right now. But I mean, that's the main thing about those 20. It's like it's early, but if you read the GitHub and stuff like that, it's something like way different. Like people don't even like get it yet, and those who get it can get involved into it because they already in something in some different type of stuff. So that's where the opportunity lays for everybody.
So are you in the universe right now? Like, are you using the tools? Because I mean, people, let's be honest here. The universe pumped out some really quick tools. They've got obviously the Explorer, the Index. If you click on Index right now, there's a ton of coins that you can start minting. Obviously, Dust is completely minted out and is on the marketplace. The marketplace is live. I've seen sales happening. The next coin is Moon. You've got Pepe, you've got Pi, you've got DUST-20, UTXO, DUST-330. Listen, you got Trump. Yeah, you can mint some Trump here, people. You got Bear. Bear. I don't know about that. We want a bull. You got Doge, you got everything. So are you involved right now with the marketplace and universe?
I I, I used minted some dust when I was minting, but right now I'm not minting anything else due to the market is going crazy and all over the place. So I'm just keeping my liquidity for now. But there's good opportunities to come for those who are early, and definitely planning to keep looking at it, and we'll definitely keep minting. But and I saw the universe when it was first with tap and all that, and I minted some stuff through it. But I gotta get back to that wallet, see, because I don't have it with me right now, but I definitely have something.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, it is one of the first and only marketplaces for DUST-20 itself. If you go to tapwallet.io, click marketplace, and click the tab DUST-20, you're going to see many listings on there because there's a marketplace. You don't have to be trading in the backwoods of Discord now, people. There is a marketplace happening. And if anyone, I'm going to do a bit of shilling now, because like I said before, I can't stand shilling with no value. Like, what's the purpose of shilling me something that has like zero value? That's gross. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not sorry. If you're going to shill, people, make sure I get some value out of it. So if you're going to get involved in DUST-20, check out the DUST-0. You go over to tools. Right now I'm at tapwallet.io. So I head over to tools. I click Launchpad. And if you click Launchpad, it brings you the DUST-0. That's the OG pass for the DUST-20 protocol. And you can mint one of these guys. Right now it's 0.0015 to mint. So what can you do with that? That basically gets you no marketplace fees. I say marketplace fees because there's always a bit of minor fees. So there's no marketplace fees for doing anything under the DUST-20 protocol. So you'll be able to mint. You'll be able to, list things for sale. And if you're as intrigued as I am and excited as I am about this new advancement, because it is an advancement, okay? It helps us to get around those inscriptions. Those inscriptions are like a toll. Have you ever driven and then, those beautiful shiny bridges you want to cross and get somewhere much faster instead of going the long route? Well, you got to pay the toll man. Wind down your window. Where's your money? BRC-20, yeah, it's great. That's how it started, kinda. But there's processes, and then your sats are getting stuck. Why? Because they need to hold on to those stats so you can move your goods. But now with DUST-20, we get around that. And that's a big deal. So I'm interested to see the other people within the Bitcoin space, their reactions as they learn that this is happening. Like, there's so much going on that I bet you that there's a large amount of people right now within Bitcoin that are very well versed in the other protocols that have no idea this is happening, because this literally was something that came out of the imagination of, someone that it just basically started a couple weeks ago. And then the universe hopped on here, and they're making it very seamless for you to get involved in the DUST-20 space. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking that once people start flowing in here, you're going to be ahead of the game, because you already know what this is, how it works, and you already have some of the tools that you're going to need to be ready for the incredible pump that is going to come into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is real. It's not going anywhere. Governments are lining up around Bitcoin. There's companies, okay? There's so much energy coming towards Bitcoin that you better be ready. I almost think some of the other stuff is just distractions. I actually wonder if we just went through the biggest Fugazi psyop this weekend. Literally, a psyop. Because it's so distracting when all this other stuff is happening in Bitcoin. Yeah, Turista, you're saying 100. What, are you agreeing with me? Like, what up?
Yes. I mean, just imagine when we started minting BRC-20, Bitcoin was about $20,000. So all those USTOs wouldn't cost, went up the price if it was 20. So everybody would be like with a lot of money right now, but it was not the case. So DUST-20 made that available right now. So it's a big thing going on. That's the main thing. Exactly what you say. Like, great.
Well, see, if you want to know if you're in the right space, let me tell you right now. Donald J. Trump is hosting the 60th presidential inauguration ceremony. There are 15.2 million people on there. Oh yeah, of course. That's DT. That's the president. You're hearing from him right now. Okay. So, I mean, you log off and go to that for sure. Okay. And get more of the same. Okay, people. Then there's another one. Donald Trump Inauguration America being held by Bitcoin Magazine, 1 million people. Okay. Another one, live coverage of Donald Trump's inauguration. Like literally every space right now, and I'm not joking, has the title Donald Trump in it. Okay. And guess what else is there? The crowds. Go there, people. Go there, because I want to be cooking in the background to serve you when you come here. You can buy everything that I have been, tirelessly engaging in and figuring out, because I too came to BRC20, SRC20 in the spring of 2023. And I was almost a little bit late, because when I got here, a lot of things were minted out, but there were people here doing what we're doing right now, getting the information. And, Turista says that he's keeping a little bit of liquidity back, and that's a good idea too. But we're at least getting the information and figuring out how this works, because all of those people in those rooms that are being, tickled and pleasured with words, because that's all it is, people. It's just words until there's an actual 1, 2, 3 step on how do we make those words make money. Like, have you ever noticed a lot of these places and spaces you go to, all they do is tickle you with words, and then by the time you leave, you have no, like, 1, 2, 3, this is how we're going to take all those words and turn this into money? Sorry, not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm here to change my bloodline. I'm here to make sure that at the end of this bull cycle, okay, at the end of all of this energy that's coming into the space, that I am going to be a centimillionaire, people. Okay. What is a centimillionaire? Look it up. I've talked about it. We have to get serious now. This is more than game time, because we're seeing that people are going to get wrecked. And then, the other thing is, you're going to make all this money. How are you going to get it out? Okay. This weekend, 2 of the largest exchanges didn't have our money. Allegedly, supposedly, we're being told that there were issues because the system was backed up. Maybe it was like the ATMs ran out of money, and we had to wait in line for sales to happen to get our money. These things happen. It's called liquidity, and you got to juggle. I know. I ran a business, people. I know what that you try to run from receivables. Like, we're getting into TradFi talk here, but a lot of TradFi stuff was going on this weekend. And we're here for like trustless, for a trustless way to interact with one another. We're here to make sure that we can be the bank. So yeah, those spaces are filled up right now, but here we are in trying to get the information about DUST-20. And I think it's really important. If you're here right now, that means you're serious. That means you want some intel. Like, what do I do now to get myself ready for all of the crowds that are sitting in those spaces that will come here? They will come to DUST-20, and that's 100. Why? Because that's just how it works, people. We're on top of the mother chain, the God chain. And once the other protocols, or the other people that are engaging on those protocols or engaging on those chains, or just here because we have a crypto motivated and an enthusiast from the new incoming president that is dropping meme coins, well, you better get here and figure it out before it all ends. But it's not going to end for now. We're just getting into it. We're getting in the thick of it. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna stay on here for probably another 15. But before I before I start wrapping it up and closing it out, I'm going to go over the tools again because it's really important. So if you're interested in getting into DUST-20, why? Because DUST-20 is a way to actually move your investments now, or move your bags within the Bitcoin ecosystem without having to go through those inscriptions, those BRC20 inscription models. You can now save your Bitcoin, and it's only one step. It's not the two-step, okay? So there's some tools that you can actually use. I talked about the DUST-0. And by the way, if you are going to have some of these tools, the universe will actually give you a reward. What are the rewards? Well, when the universe started, it all started on TAP. Okay, so TAP is a separate protocol. And in order to build out the wallet and the marketplace, well, it's rewarding early users. So it does that through airdrops. I would be collecting those airdrops because I'll tell you, we haven't talked about it and we really won't get into it today, but I have a whole theory about the AI agent sector. That's also a focus that you really should be looking into. That is quietly something that is building up that'll become they'll almost be like hedge funds. They're going to actually become the new bag holders for us because there's plans to turn AI agent into a whole financial ecosystem that many of us are not prepared for. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole because that's an exciting rabbit hole. So I would be collecting those airdrops because you have no idea how you can take one ideal and make it into a whole financial ecosystem, a whole financial imagination that I don't think any of us are prepared for. Go look at what they're doing right now. Maybe go check out a bit of the virtual stuff. I listened to their whole spiel, and they're saying that consider the virtuals like it's a whole other universe, like it's a country. And when they started saying it's a country, I thought, oh my God, well, you have to set up infrastructure in a country. Like, what are the things that you need to become a country? Well, you're going to need people. Who are the people? The people are the agents. So how does that tie back to airdrops? Well, the airdrops become an opportunity for maybe those AI agents. Maybe they're the ones that are coming to buy those airdrops. I don't know. Use your imagination. That's what they're doing in Bitcoin these days, and that's what they're doing in crypto. So you can start actually getting some of the airdrops, and there's different multipliers. Number one, within this whole universe experience is get into the education of it all, because there's so many different protocols. You can do that by signing up for the Discord, okay? In the Discord, there's a ton of stuff happening. There's always education and different materials coming out just to kind of help you navigate each protocol. So if you go into the Discord, you're going to get some of that. And then you're also going to be able to participate in some of the contests and some of the ways to increase your multipliers. For instance, if they do an airdrop, the first 20 that reply get a 5x multiplier. The first 50 get a 2x multiplier. The other thing that the universe is really big on is being the first to create a wallet with a social finance aspect, okay? They allow you to register your name and chat with the other wallet holders. I find this really great because if you're interested in maybe picking something up in the market, like I'm looking at the DUST-20 marketplace, and many of the DUST-20 people don't have their names listed or registered. If they had their name registered, there would be a little chat bubble, and I could click on that icon, and then I could start talking to them. Like I could say, hey, A8VV, I really want to pick up your 50 dust, but I'd like to maybe offer you something different. So that's kind of cool. So I would be looking into registering your name. It's really easy to do that, by the way. You just head over to tapwallet.io, click names. It's at the top. And there's a ton of names here. There's Stampy 69420. There's Alpha Q 77 ERT DFDS. Glit 3R Girl, Moon 1, Out of This World, etc., etc. Once a name is gone, it's gone. So you'll have to think of something that's not there, but there's so many different names out there, you can register it. And once you're registered, then you can start chatting on the Universe Marketplace. You actually can also sell the names. So there's resales for some of the names. If you go to Marketplace and you hit names, there are names being listed. Oh, really? That is interesting. Not going to happen, but nice one. Some of the names. Oh my God, they want like 10 Bitcoin for 69420. Interesting. MetaMask. Yeah, maybe. Not sure. But yeah, you can register your name and you can also list your names. And then listing your name gives you a 2x multiplier. So that is, or registering your name rather, gives you a 2x multiplier on the airdrops. Now, I did talk about TAP. Yeah, TAP, like the protocol TAP. And if you're going to be in the TAP ecosystem, okay, because remember, we're in a wallet called the Universe Wallet that allows you to protocol hop. So you can go from one protocol to another protocol. So if you're interested in doing anything with the TAP, inside of the TAP ecosystem, like the TAP privilege auth, TAP DMT UNAT block pads, TAP DMT UNAT block drops, then you should look at picking up a TAP 0. That's the OG pass for anything TAP related. And that OG pass is at 0.001. And once you have that, you can basically do anything within the TAP protocol with no platform fees. There's always going to be minor fees. You can't get around that, okay? The other thing that you may want to consider, I am shilling right now. That's what I do, okay? And then I'm going to just see if anybody has something that they want to chit-chat about. And then I'll just tell you a little bit more about some of the things that have actually been improved for all of the people that are into DUST-20. The next thing that I'm going to shill and share with you is iStamps. iStamps are pretty cool if you're going to be interacting in the SRC20 stamp marketplace. Right now, you can pick up stamp art on Bitcoin. You will be able to trade the tokens coming soon, perhaps latter part of January or the first part of February. They're still working on that. So once that marketplace comes out, if you have iStamps, that gives you 50% of the stamp marketplace fees distributed to iStamp holders. You will get the distribution in the official TAP token. And TAP token, by the way, is being traded on KuCoin. So there is liquidity for that token, and then you can sell that and put that into Bitcoin. Listen, if SRC20 and stamp sounds like what the hell am I talking about? Go and check out Binance Academy, okay? Why Binance Academy? They have actually tweeted about stamp SRC20 8 times last year, and then they just recently, January 8th, did that again. So there is speculation here that they are going to be listing stamp. They're going to have some type of involvement with stamp. And if you want to find out more, they've written some really good in-depth education pieces on stamp SRC20. We also do a space every Wednesday, so you can come out and stamp it up, okay? But you will need 10 of these iStamps. 10, yeah, just 10, so you can collect 50% of the stamp marketplace fees in the future. So think about that. Also, I talked about multipliers. So if you have I stamps, you get a 2x multiplier. And let me back it up a bit. I did talk about the tap 0. You get a 10x multiplier. Okay, a 10x multiplier in that. Runes don't diss runes. They say they're dead. That's funny. Haha. Runes are still the casino for Bitcoin. So mint till your heart's content until the people come back. And if you're into minting, you can also pick up a rune 0. Rune 0 allows you to save on minting fees. In fact, you can save about 50% in comparison to Luminex, Xverse, and all of Unisat. Obviously, you can mint runes there too. But in comparatively, it's about 50% that you can save. So you may want to look at that. I am minting right now. Nobody's going to come and tell me that, come over here because we're the next narrative is. The narrative is coming back to Bitcoin. So if you can take a look at all these different protocols and be ready for when the people come, that's what you should be doing. And once you mint your rune 0, the other thing, where will you mint it? Let me just tell you where you'll mint it. You're going to go under the inscribe button. You'll see rune 0, and that's where you mint. Okay, it's only 0.001 BTC. Once you mint, you can actually start minting runes. Where can you mint runes? Right under the inscribe button. You click at the very bottom. It says mint runes. And go for it till your heart's content. I got to tell you, I did that, and I have a nice bag of runes building. And when you go to mint runes, okay, here we go. Yes, hot mints right now. Donald Pumps. Trump Rune Soul. That's 99% already minted. Then there's tons of pages here. You can go page after page. It's a lot of Donald Trump stuff, obviously. That's great. Ronald McDonald Trump. Okay. Let's move on. That's also 10x multiplier. So that's kind of cool. So those are the tools. Okay. Those are the tools for the universe. It keeps on building out the protocols, and it is really giving you a one-stop shop, really. So if you're here and you want to get involved into DMT, you can do that. There's a marketplace. Just click DMT. You want to get involved in UNATs? There's a marketplace. Ton of stuff for sale. Want to get involved in LRC20? There's a marketplace for their tokens. Oh, there's a Trump token here too. Interesting. LFG Tap is listing 15 of their Trump token. Okay. And Stamp right now, there's a ton of stuff here on Stamp, but we'll be talking more about that on Wednesday. And there's bitmaps. Don't fade bitmaps, people. Go get the information. My God, do not fade bitmaps. People out here, like literally, they're trying to give away gold, and the people are interested in, oh my God, my brain. I just don't understand. This is why people are poor, I think. This is why people are poor.
This is how it feels to be early. This is how it feels to be early. I feel the same way, but
I know.
The time will come and we'll be okay.
I know. It's like, you're not going to get wealthy from being where everybody else is. Listen, I've ran businesses in TradFi, and here's one of my secrets. I always run niche businesses. Look up the word niche. Those are businesses that people go, oh, really? You can do that? Yeah, you can do that. I'm not going to tell you what I've done, but I've run stuff like, I didn't know that you could do. Yeah, that's the way my brain thinks. I think, okay, first of all, you have to become a problem solver. Okay. And I'm learning that you have to get acquainted with wanting to solve problems. If you don't like to solve problems, welcome to substance abuse, people. I'm sorry. I'm just going to listen. this space is essentially over, but I'm going to put this in there for the record. If you don't like to problem solve, there's a ton of substance abuse stuff out there that can solve your problems. You can medicate yourself. There's no point in making all this bag and then being strung out after people. It's the problem solvers that are out there that are making all of the ideals for you to, they're solving the problems. Let's put it that way. They're solving the problems, and then you're coming to them, and then they're benefiting from that. So you have to become a problem solver. So I'm learning that, and I have to admit that I don't gravitate to problems. I like solutions, but you have to be open to like, okay, I got to actually solve this problem. I think one of the biggest problems that people have is, how do they put food on their table? How do they put a roof over their head? How do they put food in their fridge? That's going to be a real problem for a lot of people. Now, some people will be like, okay, where's my next place that I want to vacation? That might be a problem, okay? Whatever the problems are, it's typically going to involve money. So if you're not interested in figuring out how to make the bag so that you can solve a lot of the problems that are surrounded around finance, it's not going to be good. Let's put it that way. It's not going to be good. So I just rattled off a bunch of tools. Look at the tools. Look at how you can use them. Get ready. Be early. People are going to come over to DUST-20 because they're going to finally have the time and the I guess the brain power to see that, oh, okay, this thing actually works. This is an improvement. This is a way for me to save my sats. This is a way for me to move my my tokens around without all of this inscription stuff and all of this money trapped in my wallet. No wonder Bitcoin is deflationary. My God, there's all this stuff in our wallet and all this Bitcoin in our wallet that we can never get to. Thanks, Satoshi. So you have to learn ways of increasing the margins for yourself, for your pocket. And this is one of the ways that you can do that. Share it with a friend. Tell them about DUST-20, but get your bags ready so that you can unload your DUST-20 to them, and they can unload it to the next set of people. That's not our problem. That's their problem. Okay. And I'm being nice because that's how it works. We're here trying to solve our problems by learning all of this stuff. And it'll be their turn next. Like, we'll graduate to something different. And then they'll come in here and fill up the classroom. But it's no wonder people are poor. All they want to hear is sweet nothings in their ears. Like, they're being massaged with words right now. Have fun. And I hope when they get out of those spaces, they have some like, here's the first thing you can do to go make some money for yourself. Oh, okay, hey, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hopefully in the future we'll have more people out here for the DUST-20 stuff, especially the ones that have gotten in here early. They should be in these spaces telling us how it's going, what's happening, and why they're excited about DUST-20. But